in its year-end boast, the State Department says that it is bringing peace and security to Syria. Bringing peace and security to Syria. That's what the State Department said it's been doing all this year. Colonel Alan West is with us. You heard that, Colonel. The Washington Post says the State Department is delusional. I take it you'd agree with that.
Yes, and Happy New Year, Stuart, and to everyone there in the studio. They are absolutely delusional, because if it is so that peace and stability has been brought to Syria, then why do we have 1 million Syrian refugees flooding into Eastern Europe and also into Germany? Why do we need to accept any refugees here in the United States of America? This country spent $45 to $50 million to train 55 quote-unquote Syrian rebels, and all but 3 of them were killed or captured. I don't think that's a success or an achievement. The president said that Bashar al-Assad has to go. Bashar al-Assad is still in power. We have the Iranian Quds Force and Hezbollah, which are designated terrorist organizations operating in Syria, along with Vladimir Putin and Russian forces. I don't think that's a success or an achievement.
Now, I'm going to chalk this one up as a success for President Obama. That is the liberation of Ramadi. I mean, Ramadi has been captured by Iraqi troops. It was not American boots on the ground that did it, and the president has consistently said there will be no American boots on the ground, certainly not in conventional forces. I take that as a positive for the president's strategy. Do you?
Well, it's a very small positive, because if you want to look at the strategic global jihadist movement that extends from Nigeria all the way over to the Philippines, this is very inconsequential. The fact that we have ISIS, which is now operationally emerging in Afghanistan, a Taliban that's resurging, Ramadi does not seem like a very big thing. It would be just the same as you're playing a football game. It's the late third quarter. You're behind 49-0. You score a touchdown. Sure, you can be happy about scoring a touchdown, but you're still 42 points behind.
But you know, we've got a reversal for President Obama. We were told that he was leaving Afghanistan. Now we hear that the big base in Bagram is going to stay open indefinitely. Now I'm reading that as a reversal by President Obama. And you?
Well, it's a huge reversal. I spent 2.5 years in Afghanistan, and the thing is that it is not about Kabul. It is about getting out into the outlying provinces. Kandahar is a very important base to be in, and when you know that just last week 6 American servicemen lost their lives in Afghanistan near Bagram, that lets you know that that is not a safe and secure environment. And again, the president made a unilateral declaration that combat operations had ended, but the Taliban, and now we know that ISIS, did not get that memo.
It's not quite as negative a picture in that region of the world as it was, say, a week ago. Would you agree with that?
Well, again, I want to look at this holistically in this global jihadist movement, and I think that when we're sitting around, you have this heightened state of security all across Europe because of New Year's Day. We still have an incredible threat out there that we can't sit back and look at these onesie and twosies. Stuart, you know, when Montgomery defeated the Afrika Korps in El Alamein, that did not mean that World War II was over. When we defeated the Japanese at the Battle of Midway, that did not mean that the Imperial Japanese Army surrendered. So we have to start looking at a campaign plan and not just look at the small little victory. And Ramadi still has ISIS fighters there. It is not completely liberated. Military
historian Alan West joining us this morning, and Happy New Year to you, Alan. Thanks for joining us.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Stuart.